guys, welcome to Clockwork, Dandy Noodles for another breakdown of Spy X Family Season 2, Part 2, Episode number 6. We are halfway through, we have 6 more to go. That also means that my midway review is due. I have good news that I have just finished the work on that video. It is scheduled for Tuesday release, so you guys can tune in. In that video, I'm breaking down my top 3 OPs, EDs, current standing of animes. Hopefully you guys don't disagree too much. I did struggle with that video, so I can't wait to see what you guys think. But thank you guys once again for tuning in. It really means a lot to have your support behind me. This time round, we're going to be breaking down the 6th episode. And I'm very happy to say that I am enjoying the show. I think the show has started to return to forms. High hopes that we're going to have one hell of an amazing arc because this week's episode was really fun. I've got a lot of things I want to talk about. Before we get going, we have our question, of course. You've just walked into a Chinese. What are you about to order from the menu? Me, I have my go-to. It tends to be the shredded crispy pork or beef. It's normally crispy and it comes in a sauce and it has lots of spices and chilies with it. If I'm in another mood, I will go for chicken mushroom with some of the water chestnuts along with some rice. So that is my go-to for Chinese restaurants. Let me know. We've just sat down to order Chinese. What are you ordering on the menu? Let's get straight to it because this week's episode, I really did like a lot about it. The design board was really cool. Credit the audio board, but let's quickly look at the ship design. Really liked it. I know we saw it last week. This week with the night shots on the water made me really appreciate the boat. The fact that it's all made by Ostania, hence it's the pride and joy of the nation. You can really believe it, and there's a lot of rich, high recognised people on board the ship. I also did think it was weird that Yor was wearing her fawn princess dress in public. It's a very nice dress, but it's an interesting one because I have this dress now because I have cosplayed Yor in that dress. If I was to wear that to a high dining event, I would feel very underdressed. I would think that everybody's looking at me because it's a little bit BDSM. The dress has these strappy bits all around the back. I don't know, it just feels like it stands out. But it's an interesting choice. I do like the design. I like the dress. I think it's quite a pretty dress. I do get to see the director in action this week and he is completely brutal. Definitely showing us that this week it's a very dark plot. There's a few people who end up being shoved overboard. Last week I went on my The Ocean is Scary. I don't want to be on a boat rampage. I'm going to continue that rampage because it's terrifying. I have a friend at the moment who is on a cruise and I can't do it because the idea of you hitting rough waters and then everything moving about. I've seen those videos of people being on boats. Entire rooms are shifting around. I couldn't do it. I would just freak out. Definitely wouldn't be Anya going, I want to go on this boat. I'd be like, actually, you know what? Can we just take a nice train journey? Yes, Father, I love you so much. Let's take a nice train journey. Convenient for the assassins on board because they can get rid of the bodies by tipping them over the edge and it's gone night time. But it is definitely a lot more faster paced than the entirety of the last 4 episodes we've had, and I appreciate it. I love the return to form. I honestly think Spy X Family, when it goes to its more serious nature and if balanced correctly, it can be one of the best shows. This week's balance was perfect. There is the funny moment later that I want to talk about, but then we have all of this fast paced. I thought it was really good. The moment where gunshots going through the door and then the fawn breaks through the door. We are blessed with some very nice visuals of the circles. Then you're in the hole and her yelling through the door that you shouldn't be shooting because there's a baby in here. Regardless of the fact that they shouldn't be shooting at all, regardless of who's in the room. It was a very nice set of visuals. We are also told the scary news that there's Morden on board trying to kill this person. There is a few people who want her life and we are introduced to a scarier, more smarter opponent, which I think makes it a bit more terrifying because this guy seems a bit more organised and a bit more patient. He's not going to make the same mistakes. I love the inclusion of the masquerade as well because it's the perfect chance to hide yourself without really raising an eyebrow. You can literally see the death of a dude going super smoothly and being able to blend in really quickly. I love the soundboard at this point. So Yor's aim is perfectly clean. The animation is gorgeous. And that clink, that really nice audio clink right at the end as the button hits the glass. There's a lot of really nice soundboard moments this week. So the sound director gets a nice clap from Becca. I thought it was really clever because the way that they had to start being smart about what they were doing, they couldn't just go around. I love the fact as well there's a no kill in motion because if you do, you're going to cause commotion. There's also a possibility they're going to go back to port if people start dying, so you need to be careful. And I love the fact that both Yor and the criminals start to take this on board because worst thing would be for you to be turned around and go back in the other direction and lose your target. I like the fact that we've got these rules in play that make things a little bit more interesting. It was very clever to see the dance section where Yor wants it to make it look as natural as possible, and she's just there breaking his fingers and then drops him off, just really terrified. And I love the whole I'm a married woman. Let's have a daily dose of absolute hilarious. This sequence with the keychain just cracked me up, and I am feeling really gross, so I forgot to warn you guys that I am sick right now, and I'm recording 3 videos in a row, so I'm probably going to have no voice tomorrow, but I'm making do with what I've got to make sure these videos go out on time. It was hilarious. I literally lost it, and I'm in pain right now. I think it's Lloyd. I do believe it's Lloyd's reactions that really resonated with me. And you're throwing a hissy fit is something that we've seen before and toddlers do normally, but it's the moment where Lloyd is trying to debate, am I a spy if I don't buy this for her? Am I a good dad if I don't actually buy this cheap, tacky skeleton thing that has absolutely no bearing on the ship whatsoever? It's not even a keyring of the ship. It's just a weird skeleton that says enjoy the cruise. It is technically a nice bit of foreshadowing that there's a lot of skeletons now in the closet on this boat. I love the fact that poor Lloyd is really trying to overthink it. Like, there's people now listening in, people now saying, oh, he should just buy it for her. This also wouldn't happen in public. I've seen kids throwing tantrums in public, and it always results in either the parents dragging their kids out the shop or everybody around tutting, doing a whole, oh my God, your kid's out of control. I have never seen people go, oh, that is so cute, your kid is screaming the building down. Never seen that happen. So maybe that's the most unbelievable part of today's episode. Such a good moment, and I nearly died. I nearly just kind of gave up the ghost when he turns around and he's all soft and happy and he looks like an angel, and he's like, darling, let's buy this for you. It's going to be a nice memory of our time on this cruise together. And her face. Anya is the queen of making faces, but the face, even he's like, I don't know, is this anger? Is this disgust? What am I looking at? What emotion is this? And it ends up causing him to have a complete meltdown. And I love this effect because it's also the 180 of owning a child. One moment the kid's fine, the next minute the kid doesn't want that anymore, or now the kid does want this. And you can't really rely on what you know, or you can't rely on logic to really get around being a dad. And I love the fact that Lloyd is showing you the trials of being a parent. I also like the fact that Anya does start to take a bit of responsibility. She realises that if Lloyd goes out there, it might get dangerous, and this is all her fault. And I knew bad things were going to happen because my mum was working, but now I feel bad. And she's like, oh, I should maybe do something because it's my fault he's here in the first place. So she is taking responsibility. So big kudos to her. That is a very mature way of looking at it. But absolutely poor Lloyd. The moment that I think I might have just choked and gone to heaven was where Anya tells him, I pray you come out looking cool. And in the straightest face, with the most serious response, leave it to me. I absolutely died inside. And the fact that he starts to have a proper existential breakdown, like, what is cool? These clothes don't even match. Does this mean excitement? Is this supposed to be like this? What does it even mean to be excited? I absolutely love the handling of this sequence. Kudos to both of the voice actors. Kudos to Lloyd. I absolutely love you. You are fantastic as a character. I love it. I think it really is the best ratio this week. You want this really dark plot where people are being thrown overboard, compared to Lloyd having a mental breakdown because these really cute pants with patterns on them don't actually match the tie that he's got. The tie was really cute. It had narwhals on it. I like the tie. Such a good ending. And we know that next week it's going to go into a fight. And it seems like this opponent is actually going to be a bit stronger. But it's also clever because Lloyd is now disposed for a little bit. He's a bit busy having a mental breakdown. So he's not going to come out and interview with the fight when it comes to Yor. Absolutely hilarious. Honestly, best thing I've seen maybe all week with the breakdown. The straight-faced nature of it all. Just Lloyd coming back with, yep, my mission is to be cool. I'm going to do this. Really, really good episode. I think we've gone back to form now. So I'm excited to see the next 7 episodes have in store for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your answers down below. What are you ordering on our trip to the Chinese restaurant? Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.